One of the most peculiar of all Ingen theropods is the Teratophoneus, yet another tyrannosaur that we'll be covering this season. This one has quite a peculiar backstory because it was thought to be extinct for many years. Of course, as we see a live specimen right now, it seems that that was untrue. To begin our story, this dinosaur was found in Montana only about a year ago. It wasn't a hard dinosaur to identify because for the longest time there was only one photo that proved its existence. That photo was of a dead specimen that was found on Isla Nublar after the Mount Sibo eruption. So to see a real one in full color was quite extraordinary. When we discovered it, we noticed quite a few things about it that are worthy to talk about. Firstly, it should be noted this specimen is a subadult. It is not at its full growth rate and it still has a couple years to go. It should also be noted it's not fully confirmed if this is the same sort of Teratophoneus found on Isla Nublar or if it's even Ingen's. We've just sort of guessed that. They do have quite a few similarities, like for example, they share the same amount of teeth, and that brow above the eye that you see on this specimen was also on the dead one. There is some differences too, like the lips on this one are not seen on the dead Teratophoneus, although scientists speculate due to how long that body was out that it could have decomposed to the point where the lips were completely gone. Or possibly it could have been a condition of how it died. There's just a few factors that could have played in there. Besides that though, we've also noticed some strange behaviors about this guy that are unlike any sort of tyrannosaur we've seen beforehand, such as it being remarkably shy, which is not something, again, you see in a lot of big predators. Not to say these big theropods actively interact with people, but they also aren't really scared of us either. Meanwhile, the Teratophoneus seems to actively be scared of us and tries to avoid human contact as much as possible. It's especially bizarre because it was initially found outside of a farm inside of Montana, like I said earlier, and it had hunted the cattle that were in said farm for weeks. And gathering from the fact that, we're usually smaller than cows, it seems that the size factor isn't what intimidates it, it's just us. And that begs the question, why? Well, we have no concrete answer, but we do have a guess. Very early this year, a man that has not been disclosed yet was arrested for the fact he was hoarding dinosaurs in his mansion. Most were from illegal auctions, although some he had captured himself. But the crime report noted a severe mistreatment of the dinosaurs that they had not seen in any other case beforehand, and it was astonishing the amount of abuse these animals were going through. And this mansion was, of course, in Montana, only 7 miles south of the farm the Teratophoneus is currently living in. And the behavior that it shows towards people is very similar to that of abused animals, which is incredibly sad. However, it would explain its shy nature. But due to how this is the only specimen of its kind that we've currently found, it's actually on a very protected list, and it is currently being monitored 24/7 by the national authorities. Hopefully with that protection, it will remain safe. But regardless, more research has to be done to understand this beautiful tyrant, to see what it was like in real life, and seeing how that compares to the Ingen variant. With that being said, that's all I have on the mysterious Teratophoneus. Thank you all for watching, and as always, remember, if something chases you, run.